Hi, everybody. This is Paula Harris. Happy New Year 2023. I've decided to take a lighter note this year, kind of turn the page, go back in time. After all, time travel is something we have to wrap our minds around at some given point. I've decided to do a lot of new things this year. And one of the new things that I want to do is something called Masterclasses on my own. In other words, I won't be appearing at too many conferences this year because I'm doing so much international work. I just came back from Argentina and Chile and spoke to a lot of contactees, a lot of people that have had real experiences in Latin America. And then I'm on my way to Paris, Italy, Nova Scotia, and to possibly Brazil this year. So I'm not doing a lot of work in the United States. The UFO disclosure movement in the United States is mostly government bound. It's whatever comes out of the studies. Jacques Vallée and I are excited that they're considering 1945 as the beginning and not necessarily the only crash. Before that, there were crashes. But we did such an extensive job on the 1945 San Antonio case that it needs to be taken into consideration. So I'm so excited that in whatever discussions they have, Trinity, and I hope people have read the new revised version of Trinity with the fourth witness, will be part of that. So I am excited about the Trinity book, about working with Jacques, but I am looking at other cases in other places, especially in Europe. So I have to bring that to you in some way. So I'm looking at changing the format of how I do disclosure. The conferences in the United States are all the same for me. And it's more entertainment. I would like to have it be academic. And I would love it to be something like a master class or I do exopolitics classes for Dr. Michael Sala, but they're mostly written. The ones I'm envisioning are on YouTube. So I'm going to be doing one in February, and I'm going to be doing it alone in February, probably around the 25th on a Saturday. And I like to call it Disclosure, Whistleblower Testimony, and What They Told Me. And just on basis on that, I'd like to talk about 3 cases, and I'd like to herald Clifford Stone because he died a year ago, in February last year. And I'd like to highlight Michael Wolff, which people are all curious about. And one more whistleblower. I haven't decided yet, but it could be somebody that talked to me from NASA. And I'd like to just recount what they said and what happened. And it starts with Michael Wolff. It would start in the 1970s with Clifford Stone. His first crash retrieval was 1969 in Indian Town Gap. I think it's Indianapolis. It's near Indiana. So the thing is that I would like to do that because then what I give out is what is in my books, which are all interviews, but it's what the actual source told me. It's not what we're guessing or, what might, be the case. It's what they told me because they lived through this. This was their life. And they actually confided in me about what they lived through. And I also want to herald a film that's coming out by Dr. Stephen Greer on disclosure this year. If people want disclosure, it's out there. It doesn't need to come from any government agency or the president. They just need to do their homework. And my famous words are, how in the world would you know the field if you only read your own book? So, it's about reading. So I will do my first master class on this on the 25th of February, and I will recommend a book. And therefore people can, read the book, and then I will give them the actual interview of the author telling me what's in that book. So I think that that would be a way of having me recommend something, but the actual source talk to you, which is the way things should really be. They're not secondhand. They're not mythology. They're not what somebody thinks. They're not the deep state and all the conspiracy stuff. They're what people actually lived through and what they did. And then, when we do this in an academic way, people will put together and connect the dots. And it'll be exciting. For me, it'll be exciting. I want to lighten up a little bit because you always see me in a suit jacket. You see my Mickey Mouse shirt. I want it to be fun, but I also think we should inform and inspire. And if people even saw on Facebook the tribute that was done to me in Argentina, they know that the music of Imagine was played by John Lennon, but it was played by a pan flute near one of the highest mountains in Peru. So it's like, let's inform, but from the sources, the real people, and then let's inspire. And inspire means raising in consciousness. So that includes everything. With this field, it includes the paranormal, psychic ability, quantum mechanics, the whole 9 yards, everything. Nothing can be thrown out because this field is so amazingly weird, and it is weird, that in order to put together the pieces of the puzzle, you can't throw things out. So let's go on this journey together. On my Starworksusa, you will see the sign in for the masterclass, and you will see also on my Facebook. And I want to start in February, and it'll be called Disclosure, Whistleblower Testimony, What They Told Me. And remember, this is not really a heavy subject, so we need to study it with a lot of levity, a lot of lightheartedness. Make it something that brings us together and not separates us. Let's come together on a study that is probably the most important question. As Robert Dean, God bless him, used to say, it's the most important question for mankind. And I 100% support that. I really think that it is that, and that, hello, everybody. Get ready for something exciting in 2023. I want to start teaching masterclasses and disclosure of the work that I've done and what people have told me. So the first masterclass would be on February 25th, which is a Saturday, at 8:00 Eastern time. And it will include people like Clifford Stone, Michael Wolff, and other whistleblowers. It will be darned exciting, and I'm hoping that you will tune in to my media channel, and also www.paolaharris.com, Starworksusa, and be part of a discussion, a dialogue. And this is part of sharing my archive, my work with everyone, but it's the real stuff. It isn't conjuring, it isn't just YouTube, mythology, it's the real stuff. So let's enjoy 2023, but let's have an intelligent dialogue to teach, and inspire, because the bottom line is consciousness. So that includes the paranormal and everything that's strange, super strange. So let's go on this journey together, and thank you for supporting my work.